Do you want to paint nails like this? But you really paint nails like this? Yeah, let's fix that. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get perfectly clean edges around your polish, how to blend your colors, and also how to create cute little nail decals that you can store and use for later. All of these hacks will be in the form of a tutorial on these floral spring nails. Alright, the first hack I'm going to show you is how to get mess-free polish. So start off with clean nails, already filed, and push your cuticles back if you need to. You're just going to need some white glue, a little container for the glue, and then your choice of brush. I use a flat little paintbrush. Alright, so going to put a little bit of the glue into your container and dip your brush of choice into the glue. And all we're going to do is trace as closely around the nail as we can and put a pretty thick coat. You can always go back and put a second coat on if you choose to. And if you get any glue on your nail, you can just wipe it away. Once the glue around the edges of your nails is dry, you can go in with your polish of choice. This time I'm using a nice aqua color, and you just have to paint your nails as you regularly would, but this time you don't have to worry about going outside the lines. Once your base coat is dry, we can now add a few more colors. So all you'll need is a couple polishes of your choice. You'll also need a makeup sponge and some tweezers. So first thing, rip up your makeup sponge into some smaller pieces. And then we're going to take your first shade. I'm using this light aqua shade as a transition. So put a few dabs on a piece of paper and then take your sponge and position it comfortably in your tweezers. And then we're just going to start adding thin coats to the bottom half of the nail. That's where I want to blend them. Here's a closer view. As you can see, after my first thin coat of the aqua, I'm going back in and concentrating the color more towards the bottom, creating more of an ombre effect. So just ignore the cropping in this scene, and I'm going to show you how to add another color. This time we're using yellow. So the light aqua that we used in the last part is just going to allow us to blend a lot easier. So just take some yellow and put it on a piece of paper, grab your sponge again, and off camera I'm putting it in my tweezers. Alright, we're just going to do the exact same thing. Start off with light, thin coats so they dry really easily. And it doesn't have to be perfect the first time, because you're going to go back and blend a little bit more. And even if we really mess it up, we can go back in with the light aqua and blend that out as well. So this is just the first coat. Now, once you've done a few fingers, you can probably go back to the first nail and add in a little bit more. As you can see, it works a lot better this way, because if you try to dab on top of wet polish, you'll actually start lifting the polish off. And there we are. Once you're happy with that, allow it to dry. Once you're happy with your polish and it's completely dry, we're just going to take a pair of tweezers. There they are. And we're just going to start peeling off the glue that we applied earlier that you've probably forgotten about by now. Alright, so it's really easy, and you just peel it off. Whatever you can't get with the tweezers will come off when you wash your hands. And I actually find this really oddly satisfying. Since nails are really hard to draw on, the next hack of the video is going to be to create your own little nail decals. I chose a floral design for this tutorial, but you can really do whatever you want. And they easily peel off, mind the shake there, and you can just apply them right on top of your polish. So for this nail hack, you're going to need some parchment paper. I just drew smaller sections so I could see where I put the clear polish. And some clear polish. And then polishes and nail art tools of your choice. I chose glitter, a nail art pen, and a toothpick. You're also going to need some cuticle scissors just to make things a little bit easier. So first thing for your decals, you need to put down a clear base coat for your designs. I'm just going to fill this in with a thick, even coat, and you're going to want to go slightly outside of the section where you're going to draw your designs. Alright, once your base coat is dry, this is where you can really get creative. For this tutorial though, I'm going to use a little black Sally Hansen nail art pen. If you don't have one, you can just dip a toothpick into some black polish. And I'm just going to start drawing these little flowers. So little 5-petal flowers, and I try not to put them too close together. It'll be easier for when you're peeling them off later. So I think I put about 5 on this small square. Alright, once you're happy with your designs and they're dry, we're going to seal them in place with some more clear nail polish. So when you're doing this, try to glob the polish on and then carefully spread it around your designs rather than brushing over it, because you really don't want to smear them. Once you've globbed over each design there, then just fill in the rest of it with a fairly thick coat and allow that to dry. Once they're dry, your nail art decals are completed, and I'll show you how to peel and apply them. So just need some cuticle scissors, a pair of tweezers, and some clear nail polish for the application. So first things first, you're going to take your cuticle scissors and start scraping around the edge of the design. As you're doing this, you'll notice the edges start to peel upwards. So just carefully coax them upwards. If you find the designs aren't peeling very well, or if they're stretching, it's probably not dry enough. So just let it dry a little bit more. In this case, it's dried perfectly. So you can just peel them off really quickly. Right here, I can't find my tweezers, so I'm just going back in and peeling them off with my fingers. Once you have it peeled, you can actually find your tweezers because it makes it a lot easier. Alright, hold it up and then you can just start trimming it off with your cuticle scissors. And there you have it, your first little nail decal. So to apply your little designs, we're just going to take some clear polish or some top coat and do a thin coat on your nail of choice. We're going to allow that to get a little bit tacky. So we're going to take this time to trim your design. I'm cutting this flower in half, and you'll see why in a second. Just mind my hardcore coffee shakes there. It made everything really difficult for this video. So just trim to your liking. And your nail polish should be tacky by now. Just grab with your tweezers and position where you'd like your flower. Carefully press it down. It's easier with your finger. And there we are, and that's why I cut it in half. Alright, so once it's on there, make sure it's nice and flat, and you can just trim off any excess. Don't worry about the little tiny pieces getting on the sides, because we'll fix that in a second. Alright, once it's on there, take your clear coat or top coat again, and just go over that. And now, while the decals are wet here, you can just easily just push those right off, all the excess pieces. And it's beautiful. Alright, so I had to go back because I almost completely forgot about the glitter in this video, and what manicure is complete without glitter? Never. So we're just going to take a few drops of your glitter of choice and take your toothpick. And all I did was I added cute little glitter dots in the center of the flowers and then used it to make polka dots throughout the rest of the nail. Just adds a little something something. Well, that's it for the tutorial, but I got one more hack for you. If you remember the decals we made earlier, if you liked this technique, you can use the same one to make your own full nail wraps. And these can be peeled off the exact same way. The best thing about these is you can store them just in a regular plastic bag for later. Now, I'll show you how to apply them. Just the exact same way, we're just peeling on the edges. Now, if you find they get a little bit dry over time, they will dry out a bit. All you need to do to revive them is put another layer of clear coat and then allow that to dry. Once it's at a good texture, just continue to peel. Take your tweezers, and it should come off in just one big sheet. You can then take this sheet and trim it to fit your nails. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please comment below. Try everything out, subscribe, like, and please share. Love you guys. See you in my next video.